Alright, so I am fired up for today's video. I'm just fired up today in so many ways. So way one is I'm really excited to talk about today's video of Self-Reiki and my journey with that so far, because I really kind of wanted to pair this one with the affirmations video. If you haven't gone and checked that out yet, that was really fun because in my morning routine, I do my affirmations with my Self-Reiki. So I'm excited to talk about that. I'm also fired up because I'm in a lot of pain. And so while the Self-Reiki has been helping with the pain, this is pain unlike anything I've ever had before. And my fear is that arthritis has suddenly turned on in my body. So I have like all of these different incredible things on all of my joints. They're on my ankles. I am really trying to help my pain here. I'm also fired up because I've been working on a digital minimalism series that I'm gonna release on this channel. And I had so much fun last year working on the physical minimalism series. I think it was 4 parts, and I have been working on my digital minimalism journey since then. Have just continued to learn and try new systems. My energy has been so low that it's taken me kind of this long to work on it, I must say, but I have had, oh my god, I'm fired up to talk about digital minimalism, like how I've reorganized my notes app, how I've done all this stuff with my email, how I've done all this stuff with my photos. Like, I'm so excited to talk about this, so stay tuned for that, coming soon. Also, I keep speaking with a Minnesotan accent because I'm watching Love is Blind, and this last season was with a Minnesotan cast. And so I actually did grow up in Wisconsin until I was 5. And when I used to go back when I was young, I would pick up the accent like that. And by the end of like a week or two, I would be speaking with a Midwestern accent. But like today I've really noticed, I was watching it a lot yesterday because I was in so much pain. So I was trying to distract myself, and I am picking up the accent. So I'm speaking differently. Like anytime I say so, it sounds Minnesotan now. Like, please ignore. I don't know what my body's doing. I don't know why I pick up a Midwestern accent so quickly, but here we are. So back to my Self-Reiki journey. So this began with my second spiritual awakening, which started the end of December. So it's relatively new. I am no expert. I am going to talk about my journey and like what I had done so far, the things I'm trying, the things I'm learning, the things I'm still working on. And I'm so excited to talk about this. And I really want to start out with a shout out to my like spiritual mentor, Patty. She has helped me so much with all of this, and she really encouraged me to do Self-Reiki to help my symptoms. Some symptoms, it's been really difficult to do the Self-Reiki to help them, but with a lot of my symptoms, it's at least taken the edge off. And some days, like with the pain I was in last night, for some of my joint pain, I was able to completely get rid of it for at least a short amount of time. And what we're looking for here is relief, you know? And so I'm hoping like as I learn more about this, I become, you know, not an expert, but hopefully I'll be able to help so many more of my symptoms. That's my goal. And I know I'm using only my left arm. My right side is just so flared. It's so painful. So I'm just not really using it because it hurts so much. Let me talk about what I do with my Self-Reiki. So I had no idea that this was kind of Self-Reiki. I also had never heard of the 7 chakras before. I mean, I've heard of them, but I had no idea what they were. I had no idea where they were, whatever. And so she talked about, you know, she would take her hands and she would like put them on the different chakras and then imagine and visualize this white light coming through the palm of her hands into each chakra and spending as much time as she needed on each one. My body is in so much pain usually that I don't want to touch it. So like resting my hands on my abdomen for my sacral chakra, right? That would have caused me excruciating pain. My body's gotten better, but I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use my hands. So I just started doing visualization, and I have such an active imagination that I was able to just visualize coming from the crown chakra down this light. And so what I would say is before my practice, I'll say I'm opening myself up, or I open myself up to healing light from the universe. And then I will literally imagine, without moving, I'm just laying here in bed, I will literally imagine this white light coming down from the top and starting to come into my body. And I do all these different visualizations depending on how I'm feeling. So one of them is imagining this white light as a cross between almost like a gas maybe, because it's not a liquid, it's not a solid, like it's weird. So I kind of just imagine it kind of swirling around, spending time on the areas where I really need it. Like my throat chakra is always so blocked, and I take a lot of time there, and it's wild that I will feel it start to release. Sometimes it doesn't fully release. Sometimes I feel a huge release and I'm like, wow, that feels so much different. But for example, my brain fog, I spend a lot of time on my brain fog, and there's kind of this initial layer of brain fog where my head just feels heavy, and it's hard to think because my head is so kind of heavy and so foggy. And so I'll spend a lot of time up here, and I'll do a bunch of different visualizations. So one of them is that like gaseous state of white light that's kind of swirling around. Another is like a wiping motion. So I'll almost imagine the healing light coming in and just wiping away blockages, anything that I don't need anymore. And so I would literally imagine it like wiping down my body. I would feel the difference, like wherever I had like wiped, I would feel a difference in my symptoms and just a lightness in my body, less of like a heaviness. Like it was wild. So that's one of my common ones. I started doing a new one, which was like, for example, if I was having pain, like last night I was having so much pain in my joints. All my joints are on fire. That's what's crazy. We'll get into that in another video, hopefully when I have some answers. But in the last couple of weeks, my joints have started flaring so much. And so I was imagining white light breaking through this like crust on my hands and just breaking through with these light rays, the pain, and then just like breaking out. And my hands felt better. The pain wasn't necessarily completely gone, but boy was it numbed. I don't know if I'm just like shutting off my pain receptors maybe in certain parts of my body when I do this, but hey, that's a good tool for me to have right now because it's so incredibly painful. Sometimes I will say I'm so shut down with pain that I just can't even visualize. I can't even get into this space to work on my chakras. So I will say I need to work a lot better about getting ahead of the pain and not letting it get to this point because I'm a beginner. So, you know, when I get overwhelmed with pain, like there's just no way I can do any visualizations. So something else that's really interesting is especially in my head area, I will almost like let my body do the work. So sometimes I'll have a soft focus and, you know, I'll have opened myself up to this healing light from the universe. It'll start to come in and I'm visualizing it. And then I'll have a soft focus so I'm not laser focused on it. And my mind will start to wander maybe for 10 seconds and I'll come back. And my body has still been doing the work and I still feel clearer in those areas, which is kind of wild. It's like my subconscious still is like working on it. And I'm able to kind of let my mind do a little something else and then come back and not have to constantly be hyper focused because that can really turn me off of something because my brain fog, like laser focus, is very difficult. So that's something I'll do that's very interesting, and I'll just do this down my whole body. When I do this practice, it is every morning and every night. So when I'm waking up, I'll start with affirmations. So if you see my affirmations video, you know, I'll start with I'm healthy, I'm happy, my skin is clear, you know, my stomach is flat. That's my bloating one. I'll do the affirmations that work for me. And what's very interesting is some affirmations do not work for me. And I'm not exactly sure why or what that is. So like, for example, my skin hates, my pores are clear. Don't know why. If anyone knows, please let me know. But my acne starts to get worse if I tell myself my pores are clear. I don't know if they're starting to flush everything out again. I don't know what that is, but I really have to like listen to my body and which affirmations it tells me that it wants. So I do my affirmations and then that kind of leads me into my Self-Reiki. It can be a fast one, like a fast scan, kind of almost like a body scan where I'm just like imagining the liquid like pouring down through me like kind of quickly. Or it can be one where I'm really focusing on, like I said, the throat chakra, which is so blocked all the time. Sometimes I'll add in affirmations for the throat chakra, or I'll listen to the affirmations now that I have published, which incredible news, they're all up on Insight Timer now. So funny story, I did not read very carefully the guidelines for the thumbnails, and I forgot that you cannot have words in your thumbnails on Insight Timer. So I had to re-upload all my thumbnails because I was declined the first time. So they were like, oh, just like re-upload them, and I did. So now they're all on Insight Timer, which I love Insight Timer better than like YouTube because you can shut your phone off for Insight Timer. YouTube, I don't have premium, so you have to keep the screen on the whole time, which if it's pitch black out, like I don't want my screen on, you know, so I really like Insight Timer because I'll be able to turn off the screen and it'll just continue going because it's audio only. So anyway, please go check out my Insight Timer meditations, and if you like them, please give them 5 stars. So yeah, anyway, so back to what I was saying. So sometimes I'll add in affirmations for different chakras. So, you know, like I communicate well for my throat chakra, you know, I'm a good listener, all of those kind of affirmations for each chakra. And yeah, it's really interesting because some of my chakras I don't spend a lot of time on ever. Like my heart chakra has been really good as far as I know. It feels good, and so I don't spend a lot of time here, but my solar plexus chakra needs a lot of work too. And then, you know, with my endometriosis, I try to spend a lot of time in my sacral and in my root chakra area. So it has been like such an interesting journey because my brain fog can get so much better. Like it doesn't take it away completely, you know, but it takes the edge off. That's the thing. For me, my symptoms are so bad that even just some relief is like 10 out of 10. And in the beginning of my journey of Self-Reiki, that's the best I could expect, is to take the edge off. And then as I hopefully learn more, become more knowledgeable, I'll be able to kind of hopefully try to get at some of these like root symptoms, because I'm doing the, you know, I am healthy, I am, you know, the visualizations of me as a super healthy person, all of that. And I still have kind of a pushback sometimes against the Reiki. Like I know it's good for me, I know I can change some of my symptoms, but yeah, I don't know, I still have this pushback. So it's still a journey, like I'm still working on it, but that's how I have done the Self-Reiki so far. My spiritual mentor, Patty, she was like, it's definitely harder to do it without actually touching, you know, the different chakras, but that's how they can do Reiki from, you know, virtually, because you're able to do it just with visualization, which I think is like so cool. So yeah, basically I skipped levels and I just went to the harder one. So I have explored a little bit with like actually putting my hands on the different chakras, and I don't know, I just don't think it's for me. I really like the visualizations that I'm doing and they're working well, and I like mixing it up and coming up with new visualizations and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of my Self-Reiki journey. I'm so new to this, so I'm excited to do some like update videos the more I learn. And I would love to hear if you've ever done Self-Reiki. I just think this is so fun. I don't know. It's cool to try, you know, using our powers of manifestation to try healing, you know, at least some of our symptoms. So that's been really fun, a really fun journey. And right now I'm just focused on my joints, honestly. So that's where a lot of my Self-Reiki and affirmations have been going. I've been working on another affirmations video that might be coming out soon for pain, because that's what your girl's been going through. It's just deep pain, and we already knew I had so much pain from the endometriosis. No, this is in addition to that. So yeah, it's just felt very kind of overwhelming lately because some of my symptoms are kind of ramping up again, and we don't really know why. So I have life specialist appointments coming up. I'm excited to keep updating you all on how all of those things go, but I was just excited to talk about this today, and I am so excited for the digital minimalism series that I'm working on, and I can't wait to show you all and bring you all along on the journey that I've been going through with that, because it's felt so freeing, but it's amazing how much more you can always do, you know? So at some point I just need to pull the plug and show you the videos and then just do update videos later. So yeah, thank you for listening to my video today on Self-Reiki, and I'm excited to hear what you think. Join the journey, let me know what journey you're on, and I will talk to you all soon, my friends.